Hey everyone out there, Bernie Tully, Pittsburgh, wrongful death and personal injury lawyer. Been practicing law now for 40 years, done probably 40, 50 wrongful death cases. And that might not seem like a lot of cases, but trust me, that is a lot of experience doing these kind of matters. And today's question for you is two ways to increase the value of your wrongful death claim for a deceased member who passed because of somebody else's fault. That's basically that caused their death. That's basically what the definition is of a wrongful death claim. Somebody causes a mistake, somebody causes a tragedy to occur, and that mistake is the legal basis for your family member's passing. So how do you maximize the value? We've talked about this in some of our other videos, but it's one is we want to get an economist involved in the claim. And what can an economist do to maximize the value of the claim? One of the things they can do is use their tables and the life expectancy of the deceased family member and project from there what their loss of earning capacity would be over the course of a work life. If the average age for a person today in our society is 74 years, for example, and they work until they're 65, if the tragedy occurs and the victim, who's the family member who died, is only 25, it's relatively easy for an economist to project what their earnings were at the time of their death and multiply that on until they become 65. And that's how they come up with numbers. There's some other factors involved, hocus pocus and those kind of things. But basically that's really what you're involved with. Projecting out using the great multiplier of the work life to come up with a number. And some of the numbers are very, very large. And that's an item of damages in the claim that you can make in your wrongful death case. The other thing that we find for ways to maximize value in your claim, the second way, is by getting witnesses who knew the deceased family member, who can tell you about it on a personal level, what the person was like, and how this death impacted the family. Just about it, you can get anybody to say he was a great guy or she was a great lady, and the jury's sitting there nodding their head, well, thinking, well, how do I know that's true? When witnesses are called, when you bring the people in and they can tell you specifically what led to that conclusion, like he did this yard work for a neighbor, he never told anybody about it, he did grass cutting at a widow's house and never blew her horn or his horn about what they were doing, that's the kind of person that was. That has an impact on the jury because that's specific. And the only way you're going to find specific testimony in that regard is to contact employees, former employees that the individual worked with, neighbors, friends, even relatives. You kind of expect that a family member is going to say, well, Joe Blow was, our deceased member was a great guy. And the jury understands that, but it doesn't have the same emotional impact as if a neighbor, a former employee, a loved one who was in a group or a club or something like that can relate specific stories. So those are the two most important ways to maximize the value of your wrongful death case for the estate of the deceased. My name is Bernie Tully, 412-281-8700. We're a Christian-based firm. We'll travel anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania to meet with you on a wrongful death case. There's no charge unless we get you money. Thank you for listening to me, 412-281-8700.